So hi, ladies. You guys are joining us all the way from New York. This is a bi-coastal event, everybody, and it's so exciting. So this is Renee and Claire, and they are our painting duo. And yeah, tell us a little bit about how you guys came to be a painting duo, how you guys met.
Well, I hosted a little event with some friends where we all painted together, and I was really drawn to how different Claire's painting style was from my own, and I was just always sort of emotionally pulled by her pieces, and I said, you know, I would love to collaborate with you.
We found that we both were really inspired by the ocean, which kept coming up again and again as we were painting together, and so we're like, oh, maybe this is the thing, like maybe we should just paint the two of us and see what happens. And yeah, a lot of paintings came out of that.
Right? That's great. And then you guys are you guys both in the theater world? I feel like that's a thing too. Yes, so you both have done. And Claire, I know Renee because I knew her from back when I was doing theater. But do you also do scenic painting, Claire?
No, I do costumes, but I also went to TINSTY.
Okay.
Like, and so we had that in common too. And now we work with the Met together. So
right.
yeah.
Yes, that's right. Renee also did costumes. You were in the costume shop when I met you, but you also do scenic painting, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
A long time ago, okay. Yeah, this is like 10 years ago that I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Still in our audience. But yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. So there's some of the techniques that I've seen on here, especially because you guys did this live event, the live painting event for aqueous isolations, where you both put on these white suits, and you painted each other. And I noticed when you were doing that you used the bamboo sticks with the paintbrush.
Yes. Harkening back to my scenic painting days.
Yes. So that's the whole scenic painting thing.
Yes, this whole series of 21 paintings is derived from these jumpsuits that we made because Claire and I had a show in Bushwick, Brooklyn at First Live where we wore these white jumpsuits and we painted each other with a live DJ. Shout out DJ Chef Kissy Fingers.
Well, because we were going to do this as just a gallery event and then everything shut down. So we're like, how is another way we can kind of show people our process and have it as more of an event. And so, yeah, these drill jumpsuits, and we had silk scarves as well we wore on our heads, and like just to like have as mops for basically our paint, which soaked up all this paint that then we used as like backgrounds to paint on these little tiny pieces.
So we cut up the fabric and mounted it onto individual canvases, and then went in and really added some details and tried to, you know, create individual portraits of something that's near and dear to our hearts, which is ocean conservation, specifically coral. So each piece is dedicated to a specific coral, but I'd love to show the jumpsuits.
Yeah, show us the jumpsuits.
First. So let's see, share screen. This one, yeah. So here's and my jumpsuit, the one on the, I don't know if left and right is right. Well, the one on the wood is the one that I painted, and the one on the navy is the one that Claire painted. And you can see the silk scarf in one of them. And here's sort of like
on the opposite person, correct? Right?
Right.
Yes.
So you can see kind of a before and an after kind of thing.
And these are the bamboo sticks we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, they're mounted.
We had to like special order the bamboo sticks because we were trying to embrace some social distancing. So, you know, we wore the masks and goggles, and I mean, now we're in each other's pods, but you know, we wanted to have some distance, and I love the idea of bamboo. I feel like you really you know, have some control over big things.
The 6 feet, but like in an actual literal stick with a paintbrush on the end of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So when we cut up the paintings, we used individual images of coral and gave each one a namesake and an inspiration source. And we mounted them as minis. So you know, because a lot of people were interested in our large scale works, which you can see in the background. The ones that are left, we did sell some, but these guys need homes. And we've reduced the prices, especially for Omni Open Studios.
Which you can make a request for that, everybody, in our chat, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, they're also viewable on the website, and there's like some beautiful detail shots of all the pieces. But you know, that's not what we're specifically here to talk about, which is the little guys.
How precious! Perfect for an apartment too. For some of us that are living in little teeny homes, how about little teeny art for your little teeny homes?
Yes, we've actually already sold 2, which is like super exciting. Like before the event even started, we've sold 2 of these guys, which is really exciting. And so some of them are mounted on silk, and some of them are mounted on denim. Yeah, so that's one of the silk guys, and that is.
And so there's sort of a different textural quality from the silk versus the denim.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, the silk has like a shimmery kind of quality. The denim.
Yeah. I actually really enjoy, I mean, of course the silk is beautiful, but the denim is so interesting because it's got that like gritty texture to it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the jumpsuits have all these seams on them. So.
Yeah. So in some of the, oh, I'm going to expose some light right here.
Oh, that's okay. It's fine.
In some of them, you actually can see the seams.
Yes.
The little flat felled seams. This is actually one of my favorites. I love this one.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I like that color combination.
This one even has the seam. I think this is like a hip seam across it.
Yeah.
Painted into.
Nice.
Kind of fun to work with.
Yeah, that's so cool. What a great concept. And it's a conservation kind of thing too, because you're repurposing these jumpsuits that otherwise, you know, wouldn't necessarily be for something. Like when you work in a jumpsuit, you wear it out until you're done with it and then it's just kind of trash. But in this case, you guys did this cool event with it and then you took that and you made it into a material to create art out of.
Yeah, and we're both in costuming, so I feel like there's kind of a, you know, a disposable nature to theater, where things kind of get used and then left, whereas these are getting repurposed and will hopefully, you know, bring color and light to people's lives and a reminder about, you know, the coral and something that I'd love to touch on is how when
that's the coral.
Some species of coral, when they're under stress due to temperature changes, they first go bleach, but then as like a desperate cry for the algae that they want to come back and act as a sunscreen, they become fluorescent. So like fluorescent pink and blue and yellow, and they let out this cry for help. And so that was something that we focused on, was bringing that palette into the jumpsuits, because we wanted to sort of showcase the fluorescent.
And I think scientists only started finding out about this like 5 to 10 years ago. It just like they started noticing from shots above, some satellite shots, that actually the coral was glowing and they didn't know why. There's actually a really amazing film, Chasing Coral, which is all about that, which was like a kind of inspiration for a lot of our work as well. Yeah.
I think it's on Netflix, right?
It is on Netflix, yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
can you guys put the name of it when you get off on the chat? Cool, awesome, thank you.
It's actually New York City Climate Week here as well, so it kind of like seemed relevant to
that meshed together nicely. Yeah, awesome, that's beautiful. Okay, so we talked about your minis, we saw your jumpsuits. So yeah, they're so cute. Yeah, show us a few more minis, because I think the detail shots, it seems like people are appreciating those.
And we, you know, we printed out individual images of the coral that we would put side by side while we were painting, in order to try to, you know, capture kind of like an essence or a texture
sometimes, yeah.
Color, movement.
And even if we didn't notice that we were being inspired by it, somehow at the end it seemed like, oh, this is like somehow references this in a way just subconsciously, which is really interesting.
Yeah, they would always somehow, oh, you can really see it in this one. This is one of the silk guys. This is black coral. And if you go on the website, each of these is listed individually with like some really interesting information about that specific coral, or just, you know, how things, oh, I love this one.
This is the mountainous star coral, which it's really cool.
I want to get really close with that guy.
Yeah. And I see spatter, which is one of my favorite paintings.
Our signatures at this point.
You gotta throw some spatter on there. Spatter.
Great way to get out some, you know, isolation, aggression.
Absolutely. Okay, well, so I put the link for the minis on there. You guys are gonna share the film that you're talking about from Netflix. What was the name of that again?
Chasing Coral.
Yeah.
Okay. Check out that phenomenon that's happening with the coral now, which is like, in a weird way, it's not really a good thing that this is happening to the coral, but it's
but it's the coral telling us that it's getting to that.
It's like,
I mean, it's making humans aware that we need to do something now, which is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and actually, I'm not sure where Lophelia is, but that was a specific coral that scientists are using because Lophelia is particularly able to withstand oil spills and, you know, like acidity changes, but is like really sensitive to temperature change. So they're sort of using her as a lab rat.
We've made all these corals female, by the way.
They are all ladies. But they're all named after their specific genus and species, which is why they have such
impossible Latin-based names. Yes. Okay, beautiful. Well, everybody go and check out their site. I posted the link in the chat. It's a little ways up now, so you might have to scroll to get to it, but yeah.
Again.
Yeah, that's true. I can put it again. Let's see. I can put it again. So many things are happening with our chat. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, it's up there again. It's fresh. It's at the bottom. Well, thank you.
And they're super affordable. They're like, what, 35 to
65
is their top.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, give us a price range. Good idea. Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for coming on. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to reclaim my host position.